Paul. Her favorite food is French fries. And her favorite song is Kill the Light. If she weren't a superhero, she would be Wonder Woman. While cheerleading team.
1, 2.
Denisha Vegas. Dee is escorted by her mom, Yolanda Wynn. Favorite food, pizza, and hot dogs.
1, 2. Is that for you?
She was a superhero. She would be Catwoman. The most influential person in her life is her grandma. Hashtag Life of Party. Dee will be attending Norfolk State University in the fall. Denisha Vegas. Stacey Loving.
1, 2, 3.
Stacey's favorite food is pizza. Favorite movie is Ghost.
1, 2.
If she was a superhero, she
1, 2.
her mom is the most influential person.
1, 2, 3.
Old University. She becomes a cosmetologist.
1,
Stacey
2,
Loving. Aaliyah Mickey. Aaliyah is put by her mom Lisa and Uncle Tommy. Her favorite food is yam. Her favorite movie is The Shadow of the Moon. Hashtag play hard, work harder. Most influential person in her life is her uncle because he taught Aaliyah to play hard and work harder. And it is so supportive. Aaliyah hopes to continue her education in the fall. We're doing in business marketing. Aaliyah Mickey. Allie Smith, escorted by her mom, Celeste, her brothers Aiden and Miles. Her favorite food is mac and cheese, and her favorite song is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. If she were a superhero, she would be Black Widow. Her mother is the most influential person in her life. Allie plans to attend TVCC in the fall. Allie Smith. And those are our senior cheerleaders. And now for the football team. We'll start with manager Paris Smith. Paris is scored by her dad Sean, brother Grant, and sister Julia. Favorite seafood is seafood Alfredo. And her favorite movie is 16 Wishes.
Okay, so we're definitely getting some, like, it's getting sound.
Okay, but you're not hearing it like that.
Chooses with God, his parents, and her siblings before himself, before everything. Paris plans to continue her education in the fall, studying business administration and marketing. Paris Smith. Mohammed Al-Samari, escorted by his mom, Wafa, little sister, Mom. His favorite movie is The Godfather, and his favorite song is Controller by Drake. If Mohammed was a superhero, he would be Thor. The most influential person in his life is his dad, because his dad is always right. He plans to go to school in the fall to study political science. Mohammed Al-Samari. Yusuf Al-Murray, escorted by his brother Yasser and Amar. Yusuf's favorite movie is The Hangover, and his favorite song is The Piano Man. He was a superhero, he would be Spider-Man. The most influential person in his life is his dad. Hashtag message to his team is love y'all for him. After graduation, Yusuf plans to continue playing football at the next level. Yusuf Al-Murray. Luke Barnes.
Oh, let's get
Luke is escorted by his parents, Mark and Levine, and Coach B.I.
Yep, we're good. We got all 3 cameras.
All right, let's go.
So now we just got to get sound working here.
Exhausting.
Food is whatever Dean has in that bowl.
Can I go to the bathroom?
His favorite movie,
Yeah.
Veggie Tales. Dave and the Giant Pickle.
They just not open up the gate.
Overall, is found today.
Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of people here tonight. People don't generally come out when it's cold.
Taking a pump. This man
I wouldn't be
is
bowling
bowling
out here.
and the United States Army.
30 degrees. It's 30 minutes after the game starts.
Marcus Alvarez. Scored by his parents, Eddie and Kurt. That's the McKenzie brothers back. Marcus is a member of not just the football team, but also the lacrosse team. Favorite food is protein powder. Favorite song is Dream On by Aerosmith. Marcus was a superhero. He would be Batman. The most influential person in his life is his brother Zach, because he pushes Marcus to be the very best version of himself. Hashtag Marcus Solidera. Marcus goes to study biomedical engineering with hopes of becoming an engineer or strength and conditioning coach.
Okay, so if I'm just gonna say something into the mic like this, maybe it will.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that other. I know I brought back my bag.
Will Brickrick, escorted by his mom Tammy, Dad, Robert, siblings Talia and Evan. Will play football, basketball, baseball, but on the track court as well. David Food is pancake. David Food is
Those we're definitely
He were
getting
a
audio.
superhero, he would be Thor. Influential person in his life is his grandma. Will plans to continue his education in the fall to study business. Will Brickrick.
Alright, so let's see. There we go. This guy out. That guy into there. And run this guy into
Corey
there.
Green is next.
I hate when I hurry.
By
This is gonna go there. So this guy goes on. This guy's Howard.
Favorite food is buffalo wings. Favorite movie is The Dark Knight, and his favorite song is 20 Minutes.
Let's see.
Oh, wait a minute.
1, 2.
Hashtag I wouldn't want to play anywhere else. His dad is
I hear like the buzzing.
You hear buzzing.
Yeah.
You hear his buzzing. Let me
to be
see.
a great father when he grows up. Tori Lee. Darian is reported by his parents, Christy and Kingsley. Darian Hart Williams. His favorite food is buffalo wings. His favorite movie, his favorite song is Rico's Story. If he were a superhero, Darian always working hard and setting a good example for him. He plans to continue his
What are we
education
missing?
in the fall, studying business. Darian Hart Williams.
So this is right in the.
Jordan Hester. Escorted by his
That's not
sister Ashanti. Favorite food is mac and cheese, and his favorite movie is Friday. If he were a superhero, he would be Superman. Hashtag message to his team, be great, attack the enemy. The most influential person in his life is his dad. Jordan plans to go to college in the fall and hopes to become a rich man. Jordan Hester. Elias Garman, escorted by his mother Stacy and sister Darfera. His favorite food is baked mac and cheese. Favorite movie is Poetic Justice.
Alright,
He's a superhero. Life would be Batman.
there's definitely sound.
In his life is his mom because of the love she has for her.
Definitely sound.
Lifetime
But
continue his education in the fall,
I'm not
studying
hearing it
psychology.
through
Elias Garman.
the mix. So. Why would that be?
Robert Jones. Escorted by his mom, Leticia.
Let's try a different pair of headphones. Into this.
Left hand in the ball. Favorite movie is Smoke Fiction. Favorite song is Runaway by Kanye West. Robert were a superhero. He would be Deadpool. The most influential people in his life are his mom and stepdad. Hashtag Baby Bird. Robert plans to continue his education in the fall, wants to be happy when he's all grown up. Robert Jones. Shane Laro, escorted by his parents Sal and Terry. He's on the baseball team, also basketball as well as the football team. Favorite food is steak, and his favorite movie is Basketball. He was a superhero, he was Thor. Most influential person in his life
So
is
not
Paul
that
Hall.
self
Hashtag never give up.
The Raptors are in one of those little.
Shane Laro. Escorted by his parents. Ryan, Paula, Cynthia Dave, Ryan's favorite food, barbecue chicken pizza, favorite movie, breakfast club, favorite song, Simple Man, Skinner. Most influential person in his life is his mom, because she has the largest impact on who he is.
Check, check.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely working.
Joined the military.
Check, check, check. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
Check, that one's not working.
You were a superhero, you would be Dr. Strange. The most influential people in his life are his parents and his cousin Jamal.
Check, check. Check, check, check.
Okay, now we have two more games. We're on 2 and 3. Now the only problem is we can't hear.
The Bez Bumpin'.
But we know it's working.
The Ty Robinson, Washington. This was
Ordinarily,
Sister Today.
on our audio
Favorite food is mac and cheese. Favorite movie is Friday. Favorite song is Ballin'. He was a superhero. He would be Batman. Most influential people in his
is there
life.
a jack for it? Phones? Let's try that.
And she always pushes and motivates him to be the very best that he can be. Even when it's not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Education in the fall to study business, entrepreneurship.
We're getting a little. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, yeah, we're in business. We're in business. We're getting a little choppy though, but I think it's okay.
Marlene and Dad Hill. Favorite food is wings.
Yeah, now we have some audio. Excellent. All right, cool. It sounds good. All right.
All right. So, let's try this now.
Jake hashtag underdogs run faster. Jake planning to continue to play football in the fall and study environmental science. Jake Rubba. Upon 10 is the survey brother touchdown and the goal ball for Washington. Favorite food is fried chicken. Favorite movie is Cool Man.
This guy in. This guy in. If we get another adapter, then we can throw headphones on either one of them so that they can.
So many messages, it's always been there. That's why I need someone.
Yes.
Community college in the fall and transfer to a 4-year school to study criminal justice.
Let me grab it. I have a different one. This one's kind of wonky.
LCHS put away his parents, Mike and Crystal. He's a member of the football, basketball, and track team during his time at Baltimore. Favorite food is chicken Alfredo. And favorite song, Highest in the Room.
All right, we're in business now. Oh, we were kind of in business. What's going on now? Checkity check.
Our seniors on the football team, and to all the seniors, to all the football players, coaches, and cheerleaders, as well as the dance team members,
We're streaming.
your
So whenever
teammates,
the game's ready to
Alabama
go.
High School Athletic Department, everyone here, all want to wish you the very best and to thank you and your parents for your years of dedication
One is
and
center,
hard work.
two is
And
over
you leave
there,
8 down
three is over there.
and move on to your goals. Please remember that once a Patriot, always a Patriot. Good luck to the class of 2020. Thank you, seniors. Thank you, parents. And every member of your family as well. Thank you for all you have meant to us here.
So, Nicole, you guys are asleep, but have you guys figured out what your.
I think we counted out how this first half
So you're a little closer to your producer.
Welcome to Albemarle High School, the home of the Albemarle Patriots. Tonight we're watching the Albemarle Patriots take on the Louisa Lions. Tonight the Patriots are in gray uniforms with a red trim, and the Lions are in white uniforms with a yellow and green trim. Last week we saw Louisa County defeat Western Albemarle 42-24, making their season record 9-0. And last week we saw Albemarle defeat the Charlottesville Black Knights 27-23, making their record 3-6. Should be a pretty exciting game tonight. I know Louisa brings a lot of energy, a lot of skill, a lot of power, and we'll see how Albemarle is able to conquer and overcome all their very wide abilities. Last Friday, when the Lions beat the Western Warriors, they clinched their third straight Jefferson District regular season title, making them the best team in the region, and they're now district champions.
I'm not sure who won the toss, but it looks like Albemarle is going to receive for the first half, and Louisa is going to be kicking off. And we'll get this game underway in just a moment. It's back.
And we're off. It's like Albemarle's number 24, Nolan Pitzenberger, will receive that ball.
And he'll be taken down at around the 21-yard line. And that's where Albemarle with Jake King and company will set up shop.
To me, that looked like it was one Albemarle Patriot and 20 Louisa Lions all in one area there. Louisa does a great job attacking whoever has the ball and getting them down as quickly as possible. Defensively, Louisa has a unit that thrives on pressuring the quarterback and making plays behind the line of scrimmage, which really helps stop the offensive team.
Jake King in shotgun. Snaps the ball. Throws to his left with a great catch by Jake Rombach. Looks like a pickup of about 9 yards, and and there looks to be a Louisa player injured on the sideline after the tackle. This does not look good. Looks like there's going to be an injury timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
It looks like number 21, Robert Morgan, the fourth, is down right now for the Louisa Lions, and this seems to be a pretty big hit for them as he's their starter, as he's one of their starters. He plays cornerback and running back, so not looking too good for the Lions, but hopefully one of their second-string players can step up and fill his position.
Looks to be a great show of sportsmanship from both sides. It looks like the Albemarle is also kneeling, and the cheerleaders from both sides.
There's a great turnout tonight by both Albemarle fans and Louisa fans. It looks like Albemarle stands are pretty full, and Louisa might even compete there with Albemarle. They've got a lot of people here tonight.
Great support, especially on a cold night like tonight. It's I believe 33 degrees outside is
Yes.
ridiculously cold.
Yes, that weather definitely inconveniences the players as it makes it harder to throw and catch the football and just be outside in this weather.
Jake King snaps the ball, hands it off to Ebenezer McCarthy, and he gets tackled just around the line of scrimmage for maybe a pickup of maybe just 1 yard.
Looks like that'll put us at a 3rd down. Louisa just does a great job of just attacking as soon as the ball is in the quarterback's hands. They do a great job of locating the ball and locating who has it. They've brought a lot of pressure tonight, which is keeping Almerel down in their end zone.
Pretty big 3rd down here to make a statement in this game for Albemarle. Let's see what they can put together. Jake King in the pistol position with Ebenezer offset to his right. Snaps the ball. Throws an interception.
Wow. Great interception by Louisa.
Seems to be a very poor throw by Jake King. I'm not sure what he was looking at there.
I believe that was number 18, Stephen Dean, that intercepted that ball. Putting Louisa on top and in control of the ball now. Pretty unfortunate play there for the Patriots as they were hoping to make a big play there during their 3rd down.
Pretty big defensive statement there by Louisa. Actually, this is the 3rd play of the game, and they already came up with an interception here.
Just kind of shows how powerful Louisa's defense is, being able to take that ball right from Almerel.
Good pickup of about 6 yards for Louisa. Number 32 carries the ball from the 33-yard line to around the 26, I'm going to say.
Yeah, and that was number 32, Culp Shelton. Yeah, Louisa just does a great job with their speed. Being able to take that ball and run with it is an incredible skill they have. Seeing how easy that was for Louisa to intercept that ball from Almerel is something Almerel needs to be aware of and needs to keep their eyes open about. Louisa's capable of a lot of things, and that interception was one of them, so Almerel really needs to stay away from things like that. Looks like Louisa even has their mascot out on the sideline right now. The Lions do seem to have a pretty good sized line that can really run that ball, making impactful plays. Looks like we'll hopefully see another one during this 2nd down.
Quarterback Jared Hunter hands the ball off to number 3. Looks to get minimal yardage there, maybe to pick up 2 yards as we go to 3rd down now.
It's a little surprised to see that kind of horizontal throw from Louisa's quarterback, Jared Hunter. I've seen a lot of long, strong passes from Louisa over the course of the season, so seeing that one was a little, not concerning, but a little surprising. But they still got the job done getting that ball to, I think it was number 2, Xavier Hunter.
I think it was number 3.
Oh, sorry about that, number 3.
Let me just say this. The Louisa offensive line looks huge.
Huge is an understatement.
Yeah, pretty big.
Yeah, they're incredible. Looks like we'll continue with a 1st down for Louisa. I'd love to see Almerel stop them right now.
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic. Oh, actually, it turns out they picked up a 1st down. Jared Hunter, option play to number 34. And it looks like he's going to score a touchdown.
He will take that right into the end zone.
Touchdown, Louisa
Touchdown,
Lions.
Louisa.
That was an excellent read by Louisa's quarterback there. He saw that there was no way for him to run and get any yardage there, so he tossed the ball to number 34. Got an excellent play going, got some blocks down the field. He obviously scored.
What an amazing pass and run that was by Louisa. That was very clear, cut, and amazing on their part. I'm kind of curious to see if Almiral will sit back on defense or attack. It looks like with that touchdown, they kind of sat back. I'd really like to see them attack Louisa a little bit more, put some of that pressure on them, and just stop them whenever they can.
Yeah, it's a pretty big statement made by Louisa. Actually, we're only 9 minutes and 53 seconds into this game so far, and we need to see how Albemarle will respond immediately because we know how good this Louisa team is so far. Obviously, they just scored the first 2.5 minutes of this game, and let's see how Albemarle responds.
I'm sure Albemarle is a little intimidated as well, going against a 9-0 team that won the district for their third time this past Friday. So I'm sure that is intimidating, but they really need to clear that out of their head and just kind of focus in the moment and attack whenever they can.
Looks like the Albemarle student section is finally filling up there. It's a little bit concerning, like 5 minutes before the game started.
I know it's good to see everybody out in pink. It looks like some of the football players are in pink tonight too, which is so nice to see.
Nolan Pitzenberger catches the ball in the backfield. Runs up to the 30-yard line. A great return by Nolan Pitzenberger. Down to about the 50-yard line.
Wow, what a run by Nolan. That was amazing. Nolan does have that ability to just take the ball and run whenever he is given the opportunity. So being able to see him rush up the sideline like that is just incredible.
His excellent speed and elusiveness. Actually, he's like a pretty quick guy.
I think his size has part to do with that. He's able to kind of get through nice spots, being able to just take that ball up the field. It's a great return by AHS. They need a little more momentum, just keep them going. Now that they're on the 50-yard line, hopefully they can continue on from there.
Absolutely. Jake King, shotgun, Ebenezer in his backfield, snaps the ball. Quick read, incomplete pass, intended for Robert Jones. I wonder if this Louisa defense so far is confusing Jake a little bit. He seems to be making some difficult reads, it seems like. He looks a little bit confused, I think.
Yeah, maybe some impulsive decisions there. Jake really needs to think each pass and play through, and I'm sure the coaches are doing a great job too, trying to help him guide the plays and all of that. But I think what Albemarle really needs to focus on is their speed. Louisa is a fast team, and they can attack at any moment, so being able to control that is very necessary.
Absolutely. Jay King handed the ball off to Ebenezer McCarthy for minimal yardage there, maybe a pickup of 2 yards as we move into third down.
AHS really needs to grind out a drive and keep that ball away from Louisa. Louisa can stop them, can intercept from them. Louisa can do it all. So just keeping that ball away from them is so necessary right now.
And
Especially,
sorry. Also, as we mentioned, it's a very cold night, so Albemarle defense really needs to stay off the field if they want to have a chance, because this Louisa offense is brutal.
Yes, staying warm throughout the game, whether you're playing or on the sideline, is very important.
Oh, so close.
Another incomplete pass.
Looks like it was dropped by Robert. He had some space to make that throw there. Actually, that looked like that catch. He had some space to catch that ball, and I think he just dropped it. So.
Not only did the Louisa players bring power, momentum, and a little intimidation, but I would have to say the band, the student section, the parents, and the cheerleaders all bring pressure with that. They're incredibly loud and incredibly supportive of the Lions, so Albemarle needs to keep their head up and keep a clear eye on the game.
Great punt from Yusuf. Down inside the 15-yard line, takes a nice friendly Albemarle Patriot roll. It looks like it's going to be fielded at around the 14-yard line.
Wow, and number 4 for Louisa, Nolan Robinson, he will take it up the field all the way into the Louisa end zone.
Wow.
Excuse me, the Albemarle end zone.
Wow.
That's just incredible. Incredible speed, incredible playmaking, decision-making, and passing by Louisa. That's exactly what they do every game, every play.
That is insane. I'll say I saw a couple blocks there. There's excellent blocking all the way down the field. He really had some gaping holes around the 50-yard line. Actually, especially after such a great punt, they had terrible field position. And
After that play, it might start to scare Albemarle a little bit as to what the rest of this game may look like. But hopefully they can really keep a clear perspective on the game and just kind of keep their head up. Like I mentioned earlier, it's great to see all the Albemarle supporters out in pink and the Albemarle players wearing some pink socks to support breast cancer awareness.
also, as it is the last home game of the year for Albemarle, it's also senior night. So there's some great seniors graduating, doing great things for the program, and moving on to better things in their life. Or not better things necessarily, but
Tonight we celebrated football players, cheerleaders, color guard members, and band members, I believe. So it's great that we get to acknowledge all the senior patriots tonight. I'd really like to start seeing some action from sophomore Ebenezer McCarthy. He's established himself throughout every down throughout the season for the Patriots and has, I believe, a total of 949 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns for the season, which is incredible. I'd love to see him gain some of those yards tonight as well as touchdowns.
yeah, he had an insane game against Charlottesville last week. He had 30 carries for 250 yards. That is good in any condition or any level of football.
Yeah, that's amazing for the sophomore.
Fielded by Nolan Pitzenberger once again. Let's see what he can do with this. He looks to have some blocking down the field. Crosses the 30 onto the 40. It looks like he's going to be taken out of bounds at around the 43-yard line.
What's great for Albemarle is that they are a young team this year. They're able to learn from these Louisa plays and Louisa skills, and just any team they encounter, they're able to learn and take that under their belt. So with seasons to come, games to come, they're gaining knowledge and how to prepare themselves better or just work on themselves as a player.
Absolutely. Jake King takes the snap, hands it off to Ebenezer McCarthy, and it looks like he's going to be tackled at around the line of scrimmage.
We have about 8 minutes left in this first quarter, and the score is Albemarle 0, Louisa 14. Looks like we're sitting at a second down right now as well.
Looks like maybe the Albemarle headset is broken again. I remember this happened last time we streamed, but Jake King seems to be moving back and forth between his offensive coordinator to see what plays they're running.
Yeah, that's a little bit concerning. I can see how Jake could get tired from running back and forth or just being unsure of plays to call.
Jake King rolling to his right, makes a throw. Oh, dangerous throw by Jake King there.
Yeah, great block by Louisa's number 2, Xavier Hunter. I've seen a lot of action by him tonight. It's great to see players really make a mark on each field no matter where they're at.
There's a flag on the field, however. We'll see what the call is in just a moment. Looks like Albemarle's going to be moving back. It might be holding offense. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be holding on offense. So, Delaney, what do you think Albemarle can do to, cut into this deficit here that they've, dug themselves into?
It's hard. It's hard to answer that as it's only the first quarter, but what I've seen is Albemarle really needs to take control of the ball and attack Louisa whenever they have the ball or are trying to get the ball. Keeping the ball away from Louisa is probably the most important thing, if I had to say, just because they're so easily capable of getting that ball and making it their own. So being able to secure the ball in their hands is definitely necessary.
Jay King takes a direct snap. It looks like he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage again. Along with what you were saying, it's not really helping that Albemarle got that holding call just now. Because if they want to have good ball control here and they need to maintain their drives and really move down the field, but if they keep getting off the field on 3 and outs, it's not going to look too good for their chances here.
Albemarle does have great momentum during some plays. I think they need to keep that momentum through the whole game. I know that can be very tiring considering the weather and the fact that it is going to be a whole game of this 110% energy and speed, but they really need to keep up that enthusiasm and that running, really.
It's going to be 3rd and 24 for Albemarle here. Jake King throws the ball down. Looks like it's going to be incomplete.
Another
Intended for
incomplete
Nolan
pass.
Pitzenberger.
Something that Albemarle could do to kind of throw Louisa off is throw in some trick plays. Just try and set them off their game because Louisa is very focused and understands the game very well, as does Albemarle. But throwing in some plays that could throw them off could be key to the game.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun fact. I believe Louisa used to have a real lion that would come to their games, but
Are you serious?
yeah, I think there's some like laws or something against that. So no longer is there a real lion with Louisa.
Ball bounces around. He dodges one tackle. Looks like he steps out of bounds, however. So it looks like Louisa's going to set up shop at around the 49-yard line inside of Albemarle territory.
AHS really needs a turnover or a big hit or fumble to kind of help them gain some confidence and momentum to keep this game going.
Absolutely. And also, now Albemarle's margin for error is like really slimming down. Actually, we're only 5 minutes and 42 seconds into this game. This is Louisa's 3rd drive here. They already have 14 points. Albemarle really needs to put together a good, solid foundation on defense here to maintain throughout the rest of the game. Quarterback snaps the ball for Louisa, throws the ball down the field, and a wide open wide receiver
Wow.
catches the ball.
That is Louisa football. What an incredible pass. An incredible catch. That led to an incredible touchdown by the Louisa Lions. Looks like that was about a 49-yard pass by Louisa. Louisa's quarterback, number 1, Jarrett Hunter, to number 2, Xavier Hunter. And that puts our score at Albemarle 0, Louisa 21, with about 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. During that last drive, looks like one of Louisa's players was hurt, which could be a big setback for them throughout the rest of the game, but hopefully that won't tear them down too much as it is just one player, but hopefully they can continue with that great momentum.
Ball's going to be fielded around the 22-yard line of Albemarle. It's really go time for Albemarle now. They're already being blown out so far in this game, and we're not 6 minutes into this game yet. Albemarle really, if they want to have a chance, I know I'm calling it early here, but If they really want to have a chance in this game, they got to put something together right now.
I think no matter who plays Louisa, it's go time as soon as the game starts, just because of
For
how
sure.
incredible Louisa is with anything football related. Louisa's got it. They have great agility, great passing, great rushing. I mean, there's no negatives about Louisa football.
J. King snaps the ball, throws to his right. Looks like it's going to be an incomplete pass to, I think, a Quan Sims. Yeah.
Looking at Louisa's previous games and scores, they have beat, as the record is 9-0, they've beat every team by a good amount of touchdowns. Looks like they've beat every team by at least 2 touchdowns, which is incredible considering football is a very hard sport, but Louisa does it very well.
J. King snaps the ball, hands off to Ebenezer McCarthy. Looks like he might have lost maybe 1 yard on that play, maybe 1 or 2. Yeah. It's going to be 3rd down for Albemarle, maybe 3rd and 12. It seems to me like Jake King's making some maybe one-read throws. It's not really seeming. It seems like he has like the idea of who he wants to throw to immediately in his head as soon as he snaps the ball, even maybe without looking at the coverage. I mean, I know I'm not a quarterback, but it looks like that a little bit to me. Jake King snaps the ball, throws it deep immediately to Robert Jones, incomplete pass.
Picking up some Louisa and Albemarle history, it looks like last year Louisa defeated Albemarle with a score of 40-7. So last year was a tough game for Albemarle. Hopefully this year we can turn that around, change it a little bit. But so far we are sitting on a score of 0-21 with Louisa leading.
I really want to say this game is absurd. Honestly, there's 8 possessions so far in this game, and we are 6 minutes and 55 seconds in. This is crazy.
I personally believe with the setbacks that Albemarle has encountered with multiple injuries and losing one of their best players, that it would strive them to increase their game, but I feel like they're kind of falling a little short. I feel like Albemarle is a great team. The only thing they really need to work on is their defense. It seems like they're a little bit too lax with the game. I feel like Louisa is all the way up at a 10 on intensity, and we're kind of sitting at like a 5-4, which is not going to lead us to a winning game if they don't change their attitudes pretty
I completely
soon.
agree with that. I think Albemarle is sitting back when they need to be attacking. I'd love to see more energy and more attacking from them. And it is, let's see, we are 4 minutes into
Quarterback keeper. He's taken down about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. Pick up 5 yards. Our quarterback.
We have about 4 minutes left in this first quarter, and I don't think we introduced ourselves, but I'm Delaney White.
I'm Malachi Keys.
And I'm Samaya Moyer.
Looks like we're sitting on a 2nd down right now.
Just a heads up on time here. It's 4 minutes and 17 seconds and counting in the first quarter, and the score is 21-0 Louisa. Louisa running back, number 32, carries the ball for a pickup of maybe 5 yards, and it looks like there's an injury on the field to Zaylen Foster.
That's not a good sign for Albemarle. Number 8, Zaylen Foster, is a very powerful player for Albemarle and is a key player to this game. Hopefully he's doing okay.
Looks like Zalen's going to walk off the field okay. Seems to have a little bit of a limp, but it looks like he's going to be fine.
In that last play, number 32, Caleb Shelton for the Lions really ran with that ball and did not look back. He ran. And he didn't stop.
You mentioned the offensive line earlier. They've made some really good blocks. Honestly, I think 2 out of the 3 touchdowns so far for Louisa have come from great blocking down the field. First that option play, and then that throw for about, I think, 85 yards on the second drive of the game for Louisa, and it looks like they're going to draw Albemarle offside there.
Going back to Louisa's offensive line, I think they have a great size offensive line. The players are very tall, very built, and they just do a great job overall being able to help their quarterback and running backs succeed with touchdowns.
I totally agree with that. I feel like, once again, Albemarle should be on the same type of level with this because Albemarle should be protecting the quarterback, should be opening lanes.
That's very unfortunate for Albemarle. Looks like it was a false start there for number 9, Jake Rombach. It's really important for the Albemarle captains to keep this team working hard and to make sure every play is successful and all their energy is put into each play. You don't want to see the players get frustrated or unencouraged.
Having a good player and team attitude is very important to any game. Football, basketball, anything that an athlete plays is very important. If you get yourself down and discouraged, that can cause the whole team to go down in a funk with you. I think Albemarle is kind of discouraged right now with the score, but this is the time that they have to dig deep and find their strength to get going.
Looks like another Albemarle player is injured right now. We're not sure what the jersey number is.
Thank you for those wise words, Samaya, from our Albemarle basketball star herself.
Wow. I believe that's the third, maybe second Albemarle player we've lost so far in this game.
Yeah, I think now we've got a total of 2 Louisa players and 2 Albemarle players that have had to take a knee for a bit.
This game's already racked up a lot of losses for both teams, and we're still in the first quarter. Just another time check. It is 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in this first quarter. This is a really long first quarter, I will say.
I'd love to see some powerful tackles, sacks, anything from Albemarle. Haven't seen a lot of energy besides their some of their players that have been rushing some yards. I'd just like to see a little bit more from Albemarle in every perspective.
Absolutely. All right, and we're back. And Louisa's quarterback is in the shotgun position with the tailback to his left. Motion in the backfield, turns and rolls to his right. And a great sack. Loses the football. And picks. Number 44 picks up the ball for Albemarle. Looks like it's going to be a turnover. And Louisa's star quarterback is on the ground.
Yeah, that is not a good sign at all for Louisa. Looks like number 1, Jarrett Hunter, is hurt. Not sure what is hurting. Looks like it might be one of his legs, but not a good sign for Louisa. He is their star quarterback and one of the main reasons they are Louisa football. He's made great plays throughout this game and throughout the season, so hopefully he's doing okay.
Yeah, wow. We love competitive football, but we do not like injuries. There's been a great toll of injuries so far in this game.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting back up on his feet, but will unfortunately go off with a limp. Samaya, have you ever been in a game where you've been pretty far behind? Like, what have you done to kind of like catch up with the score, you and your team?
I've been in plenty of games where we have been down 10 plus points maybe, and it's not even halftime yet, and my team has been very discouraged. I try to pull my closest teammates and even the teammates I'm not even that close with, because they're still considered my family in my eyes, and tell them that we can do it. Push them forward, say, you have the skills, you can drive to the basket.
Wow. Another good pickup for Louisa. Looks like they're going to be stopped short of the first down, however.
Looks like Louisa put in number 14, Gavin Linder, as their quarterback, while Jared Hunter is off on the sideline. Looks like he's sitting on the bench right now.
Yeah. It looks like they're going to go for it on fourth down. Looks like it's going to be 4th and 4 at around the 20-yard line. Number 14 snaps the ball, and running back breaks a tackle and moves down inside the 10-yard line to the 5. Sets up shop in the red zone.
Number 32, Caleb Shelton, who just carried that ball, has shown an outstanding game so far, as he's rushed so many yards for Louisa and continues to rush yards for them. I love the way he's able to control, first get the ball and control it and just take it down the field into the end zone.
Looks like the play's going to be coming back, though. Maybe holding offense. It's a great break for Albemarle there. Picked up 15 yards on that last carry, potentially, if there was no holding on that play. And
whether Louisa has to go back or not, looks like they do. You still love to see plays like that. Seeing those players just rush up the field is incredible, especially after a successful pass.
Backup quarterback number 14 takes a snap for Louisa, looks around, throws the ball into the end zone, incomplete. Turnover on downs for Louisa. Looks like Albemarle's going to get the ball back at around the 25-yard line.
After those two plays with Louisa's sub-quarterback, looks like Louisa really does need number one. Really does need number one back, Jared Hunter. He definitely has made some great plays for the team so far this game, and I'd love to see more of his plays.
Yeah. So Albemarle takes the field. This is going to be the 9th possession so far in this first quarter with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
It's a good hold by Albemarle. Hopefully they can work for a long drive now and hopefully score a touchdown.
Yeah, they really needed that. Quarterback Jake King hands the ball off to Ebenezer McCarthy. Looks to get 2 yards on that carry. Jake King goes back to the huddle to look for some direction from Coach B.I.
I'd like to see a little bit more from Eb tonight. I know he's really trying his best out there, but I know what kind of player he is, and throughout his past couple games with the Patriots, he's just done an incredible job rushing, and he's almost at 1,000 yards for the season, which is incredible. So hopefully he can get that 1,000 yards tonight.
You know, it is senior night, and we look for some leadership here. And that's a great football team. Jake King takes a snap, throws the ball to, I'm not sure yet, but that was a great pickup. It looks like it's going to be Robert Jones. Great pickup of 10 yards maybe. That's exactly what Albemarle needed right there.
Throughout the season, we've seen some great throws by Jake King, but Torrey Green, Robert Jones, Nolan Pitzenberger, and Aquan Sims have provided a great amount of weapons to help in that passing game and receiving.
Jake King hands the ball off to Ebenezer McCarthy. Looks to get 3 yards on that carry. Looks like Albemarle is getting a little bit of momentum here. See what they can do with it. Let's see if they can put together a nice drive before this quarter ends.
A little fun fact about one of Albemarle's players, number 7, Torrey Green, who's a wide receiver. I believe he has a nickname. I think it's Torrey Toe Tap.
Torrey Toe Tap.
Yeah, from some of his previous touchdowns. Torrey's been an incredible leader this season and throughout his Albemarle football career.
Looks like he got maybe 2 more yards on that carry. So it looks like it's going to set up an Albemarle 3rd and 5. Crucial 3rd down here for Albemarle. Let's see if they can get some momentum. Clearly the score is 21-0. Albemarle really needs some momentum here. First downs, some catches. See what they can put together here.
momentum is key for the Patriots right now.
Jay King takes the snap, throws the ball down the field. Incomplete pass to Robert Jones. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field.
I think the Patriots are feeling some pressure from Louisa. They seem to be a little off tonight.
Yeah.
Jake's had a couple incomplete passes, which isn't usual for the quarterback. He's found a pretty good rhythm these past couple games, finding some receivers that he can count on, and hopefully he can get back into that rhythm tonight during this game.
There's a guy on this Louisa sideline who's really hyping up this crowd. Jay King takes a snap. Oh, took a big hit,
Wow.
threw a pick to Louisa. Great defensive stand for Louisa there.
Yeah, it looks like that was an interception by number 12, Jordan Smith, for the Lions.
Yeah, anyway, there's a guy whose face is painted green. He's walking up and down this Louisa sideline.
Excuse me, I believe that was number 17, Austin Sims.
Yeah. His backup quarterback is in. There's a great pass, number 4. Oh, and he fumbles the football.
Wow.
Almond picks up the football. Is pushed out of bounds.
Louisa will lose that ball.
There is a flag on the field, however. We'll see what that call is in just a moment. It could be on Albemarle. It looked like it was in the secondary, but we'll see in just a second.
Little update on Louisa's quarterback. He seems to be up and moving on the sideline, but does seem to have a limp. So it looks like number 14 will stay in the game for him, and that's Gavin Linder. Throughout all the high school football games I've watched, you don't see a lot of interceptions, but this game there's been 2 by Louisa, and it's just incredible for them. Being able to intercept that ball, take over the ball is really a great ability to have.
And it looked like that call was on Louisa, so Albemarle's going to retain the football. Looks like Aquan Sims is now in at quarterback here. I think they might have... I'm not sure if they benched Jake King, but right now they have Aquan in.
That might be a good call by the Patriots. Although Jake King is incredible, Aquan does have a lot of experience and is a senior on the team this year, so he definitely has a lot of knowledge on the game. Albemarle needs more turnovers to get back in the game and to hopefully get themselves back on top, if not caught up.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, Jake took a pretty big hit during that interception play. Right when he released it, there was a massive defender coming at him. We know Jake is a little bit of a smaller QB, but he took a big hit. Also, Albemarle's defense has produced some turnovers here, trying to get Albemarle back in this game right now. We got CJ in the booth now. CJ, comments on the game, bro. What do you think?
It's rough at the moment. Louisa's playing one heck of the game. I feel like we really stepped up our defense in the second part of the first quarter. If we keep it up and we can just get long drives down the field with touchdowns, I think we can pull this one out.
Excellent thoughts from CJ Dwyer there. All right, now we are officially in the second quarter. The score is Louisa 21, Albemarle 0.
Yeah, I'd love to see some Albemarle action this second quarter. They did seem to step up their defense, like CJ said. I'd love for Albemarle action to be present on the field during the second quarter.
Quan snaps the ball, hands the ball off to Ebenezer McCarthy. He seems to get 3 yards on that carry. Decent pickup for Albemarle there. It's going to be third down or about 7. Let's see if Aquan can really change this game for Albemarle. We know he's a senior here. It's senior night. This game's obviously emotional to all the seniors here at Albemarle.
Louisa seems to really be able to isolate Albemarle's receivers and kind of take over whoever has the ball. I'd like to see Almiral's line do a little better job kind of protecting those receivers, making sure that they are able to run up the field and get into the end zone.
Absolutely. Louisa brings the blitz, and Aquan gets sacked. Big sack for Louisa there on third down. Looks like it's going to be a loss of maybe 6 or 7 yards there. Looks like it might... I think Albemarle's offense is going to stay on the field for this. Oh, excuse me, no, they're not. The punt team for Albemarle comes onto the field. Devastating blow for the Albemarle offense there. They looked like they were gaining some momentum, tiring out this Louisa defense, but they brought the blitz and really pressured Albemarle's offensive line, and offensive line did not pick up the blitz at all, didn't get the job done. And now we're here at 4th and 18 with Yusuf getting ready to punt the ball away.
Malachi, what do you want to see from Albemarle and Louisa during the second quarter?
Okay, the second quarter. Oh, wow, that was a great punt for Albemarle. That looked like it was about 40 yards. That was a great kick. Anyway, sorry to answer your question, Delaney. Okay, first Louisa, the main thing here, obviously, is ball control and not fumbling the football, because they've had 2 fumbles consecutively on drives, and they've just given the ball right back to Albemarle. I'm sure, in my head, I'm sure Louisa would have put up more points on Albemarle if they could have held on to the football. For Albemarle, I'm not sure, honestly. I think that the defense has done relatively well considering how powerful the Louisa offense is. I think the offense for Albemarle needs to put together some more drives in terms of quarterback play, have some better reads in terms of looking for receivers and what they can do, and give them opportunities to make plays, because some of the best players on this offense are receivers, specifically Robert Jones and Torrey Green and, Quan Sims, who's now playing quarterback. But, yeah, just look to give your ball to the playmakers, I think. Anyway, Louisa has the ball in their own territory at around the 14-yard line. Quarterback snaps the ball. Throws a short pass to maybe... And he fumbles the football.
Wow.
Oh, no fumble. Incomplete pass, excuse me.
Looks like number 2, Ebenezer McCarthy, will... Oh, excuse me, is that Eb? Excuse me, number 5, Robert Jones. Sorry, I was a little mixed up there. Took the Louisa player down right as soon as he could.
There's a flag on the field again. We'll see what the call is. Holding offense? Yes, holding offense on Louisa. Wow. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down, and they're going to back up the ball halfway closer to the goal line here.
Louisa does seem to be making a little more mistakes with their new quarterback, number 14, Gavin Linder. He is a sophomore, so he obviously has not had as much experience as number 1, Jarrett Hunter, who is a senior. But it does seem like they've picked up a couple problems.
Actually, it looks like it's not going to be a hold on Louisa. I'm not sure what the call was, but it looked like it might have been on Albemarle instead of Louisa.
Although he isn't as experienced as Jared Hunter, number 14, he does have a good arm. He's not as fast from what I can tell, but having a good arm can really help the game.
So, Delaney, do you think this is better defense from Albemarle or worse offense from Louisa? Because honestly, I can't really tell.
Yeah, that is hard to tell. I think one thing for Albemarle is they've definitely stepped up their defense. Their defense this the second half of the first quarter, and of course the beginning of the second quarter. It does seem like they've stepped up, which is helping them. So it could honestly be a combination of both Almiral stepping up and Louisa kind of slowing down, losing momentum. Could be the weather too, with how cold it is, but Louisa doesn't seem to be as powerful as they were during the first quarter, which is not a good sign considering it's only the second quarter.
Number 14 from Louisa snaps the ball, hands it off to number 32, their running back. Looks like he's going to pick up a first down and fourth down there.
Wow, 32, Caleb Shelton. He has made some incredible plays. I know I talked about him earlier during the first quarter, but he's really been a star player here tonight for Louisa. Not only has he been able to rush yards, but he just kind of stepped over those Almiral players during that last play and has just showed great agility and great speed throughout this game.
Hands the ball off again, number 32. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Looks like he's going to pick up 8 yards there. Good pickup for Louisa. Actually, their running game has been pretty solid, considering that their star QB has been out for the last 10 minutes. Looks like they're going with a no-huddle offense, trying to tire out this Albemarle defense here. Makes a quick throw to number 34, and looks like he fumbled the football again? No. Looks like he was down, actually. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be second and inches, or third and inches, excuse. Oh, first down for Louisa. Sorry, these people are confusing me. Yeah, first down for Louisa here. Wow.
Wow, great
Wow,
pass.
great throw. Oh, so close.
Man.
It seemed to be a great throw and catch by number 14, their quarterback, and number 2, their wide receiver there. That was going to go for at least 30 yards.
Yeah, Linder did do a great job passing to number 2, Xavier Hunter. If only that pass would have been complete, that would have been a great play and would have set Louisa up for a great touchdown. If not a touchdown, another great down.
Also, that wasn't bad defense by Albemarle. That was just... Actually, that was a really good throw. I would not expect a backup quarterback to be able to throw a ball that well.
Yeah, he does have a great arm considering he is a backup.
Running back sheds a tackle and gets tackled at the 32-yard line. Great rushing pickup for Louisa there. Looks like he picked up maybe 28 yards, I'm going to guess. I'm just throwing out numbers here.
Again, that's number 32, Shelton. He is just really standing out as an incredible player for Louisa tonight. Considering Louisa's their players' size and speed, I'm sure there's some D1 and D2 athletes out there, so it'll be amazing to see what they do after their high school career.
He's a great north to south runner, I've noticed. He's just trucking people. He's shedding tackles left and right here. He's a great overall player, I've noticed. He's got a lot of power as well.
An option Almiral might have to change some things up is adding some blitz plays into their play combinations, just to kind of change it up. Again, kind of trying to throw Louisa off. All the stands still seem to be pretty full considering how cold it is tonight.
Great support from both sides here in this cold weather here. I've noticed that Louisa has been playing mainly man coverage against Albemarle's offense, really pressuring them. I think it's been mainly man blitz defense, really bringing the pressure on Albemarle's quarterbacks and offensive line.
Yeah, that's the type of defense I really like to see. I love to see man-to-man coverage.
Handoff. A touchdown for Louisa. Number 32, Shelton, scores once again.
Incredible play by number 32, Caleb Shelton.
This man is putting on a show. Highlight after highlight. He's breaking tackles, scoring, doing it with style. I believe he has 3 touchdowns already.
Albemarle really needs a turnover. It seems like they've settled down. There was like a time during the last bit of the first quarter and first part of the second quarter when their defense was really on top of things, but seems like they've sat back a little bit, which is not what they want to do, considering Louisa is now up 27-0.
28-0 now.
Sorry, 28-0 now.
Just another score and time update here. Louisa's leading Albemarle 28-0 with 6 minutes and 26 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
As I touched on earlier, Louisa has a lot of great players who are incredibly tall, incredibly built and powerful. A lot of their players range between about 5'11 and 6'2", 6'3"-ish, which is very tall.
Yeah, they seem. I've never really watched any Louisa football, honestly, but they seem to have a pretty good program going so far. Obviously, they're 9-0. They played pretty disciplined football. I haven't seen a whole lot of calls so far, although there have been a lot of flags. It's been a little bit confusing, honestly, but they seem to be a very disciplined football team, good high school football program. Obviously, they're one of the best in the region as they lead the division.
Yeah, 9-0 going undefeated is incredible for a high school football team. Not many teams can do that, and Louisa has done it this season.
It's like an onside kick. Almost fumbled the football. That was very dangerous by Albemarle.
Yeah, I have seen some kind of risky moves by Albemarle. I'd like to see them kind of become a little more safe, like go on the safer side with plays. Although it is important that they do take some riskier plays to trick Louisa and try and get to the end zone. I think they do need to play it safe in some instances like that.
Yeah, honestly, for sure, that was a really smart call. I know that in retrospect, I might not have been like the most, offensively efficient call, trying to go for that chip kick there, but it's very cold outside. People's hands may be frail right now, might easily drop the football. So actually, that might have been a good play to call. Obviously, the returner fumbled the ball and muffed it, but he picked it up.
Yeah, the weather can really do a number on football players or any athlete that plays outside during the fall and winter time, as it can be hard to have control of the ball when you're catching or throwing.
We got CJ Dwyer back. Any thoughts, CJ?
Louisa just had an extremely good drive, very long, about 5 minutes. This game's starting to look out of reach, but I'm hoping we can still pull something out of our sleeves.
And I will be departing. Thank you for this experience.
Bye, Samaya. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. I'm cold.
Quan Sims in the backfield with Ebenezer McCarthy as his tailback, rolls to his left, throws the ball downfield, incomplete pass to Robert Jones. Yeah, let's see if Albemarle can put something together with these final 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining.
Halftime can be a really great time for Albemarle to get their head back into this game, kind of readjust, reevaluate, figure out what they need to fix, what they need to accomplish during the third and fourth quarter, as well as kind of just take a moment to breathe. This game has been going pretty quickly, as well as the weather. It can really do a number on someone, so hopefully they can rejuvenate and come back out with a new mindset.
Yeah, for sure. I know the score may not show it, but Albemarle's defense hasn't been horrific. Of course, they've missed some tackles here and there, especially from Louisa's running back, Shelton, but really, they've done a pretty solid job, in my opinion, considering how powerful Louisa's offense is. They've given Albemarle's offense some opportunities to make some drives to change this game so far, but so far I think Albemarle's offense has been stalling out they haven't really put anything together so far. I haven't seen a drive so far that's been more than 30 yards. Really, it's Albemarle's offense, I think, that really needs to step up in these situations.
I completely agree. Although, like Malachi said, the score doesn't really show it. Albemarle really is giving their all out here with their defense. Like he said, I'd love to see their offense step up just a little bit. But I think hopefully with some rest during halftime, we can make that happen.
Looks like Louisa's brought in their second string running back to maybe stay in for this drive.
I understand how it can be hard to prepare for a game and then play in a game with a team like Louisa. They're kind of unpredictable. They have so many tricks up their sleeves, so many plays they're capable of making. It's kind of hard just to expect something. It's hard to picture what you're going to expect from them.
Yeah. That's a second drop from number 2. I'm not sure what his name is, but a second drop from number 2 from Louisa. I know we're in a booth, but it is really cold in here.
I agree.
My hands are freezing. No, I don't want to go upstairs, CJ. I know you've been there. Thanks for that, by the way. And finally
Wow.
a catch.
Incredible catch.
Taken all the way down to the 19-yard line of Albemarle.
Incredible
Great
catch by number 2 Hunter.
Quarterback
Those are
really-
the...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
The quarterback really led the receiver there with a pretty good throw there. He allowed the receiver to outstretch his arms and really make an excellent catch there. Gave his receiver an opportunity to make a play there, which I think Albemarle needs to do more of.
Those are the types of passes and catches, runs, anything. That play is what I love to see. It makes my eyes light up. Louisa's done a great job throughout the entire game being able to make those great passes as well as great catches and being able to rush the field.
Absolutely. Looks like Louisa's in the red zone now. I think they can really
Looks like
shut this
they're-
game out here. If
Yeah.
they can score here, because honestly, they'll be up by 5 touchdowns. This game has been moving a little bit faster than it did in the first quarter. I think there's a timeout by Albemarle here, I believe.
Yeah, the only timeouts we've had throughout this game is just injury timeouts. So it's good that Albemarle's using one of those to kind of reframe this play
Yeah.
and readjust.
Honestly, I feel like, really, if Albemarle can just score in some way, shape, or form, really just try to get your offense back into this game, because their defense has been out here for the majority of this game. Well, not the majority, but Louisa's dominated time of possession so far in this game. Their defense is playing in 32-degree weather, freezing weather. They've been trying to stop a run game that has been absolutely brutal so far in this game. And, you know, Albemarle just needs to give their defenses some chances to take a break here and really get themselves back into this game.
Amazing touchdown by Louisa's quarterback number 14, Linders. And that'll put Louisa up to 5 touchdowns now, which is going to be very difficult for Albemarle to come back to. Louisa has dominated this game offensively and defensively.
Absolutely.
Although some of their key players are hurt, they still have stayed on top throughout the whole game, pushing themselves to their best ability.
Oh, a fake by Louisa. And it looks like he's going to go nowhere. And an interception. Let's see what... It looks like the play is going to be called dead. And there's a flag on the PAT here.
I like the idea Louisa had going there. I just don't think it wasn't successful. If it were successful, I think that would have been a great play for the game.
I think Louisa's showing some depth here at quarterback. They've got... Their backup quarterback is really good. Honestly, his throwing ability is really good. He's throwing some really good throws, making some really nice reads, and you know, obviously, he just showed off what he can do with his legs on this last touchdown here.
I agree. I think earlier in the game he was playing it really safe, not playing or not executing what Louisa usually executes, but he's definitely stepped it up. He's gotten more comfortable in the game, and like you said, he does have an amazing arm. And he stands at, oh, actually we don't have his height, but he is very tall. From up here, he looks very tall. And just a score and time update, we have 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in this second quarter. And our score is Almero 0, Louisa 35. Looks like Louisa brought all their cheerleaders tonight, all their families, all their friends, their entire band, and sounds like we've got multiple cowbells. I'm sure you guys can hear that through the stream, but Louisa brought everyone from Louisa here to Almero tonight.
Another onside kick kicks by Louisa here. And Alma fumbled it, and Louisa got the ball back. Wow. They've had at least 12 possessions so far in this game.
Yeah, Louisa has had an incredible game overall, but everything they do is just amazing. I've loved watching them tonight, and I'm excited to see how Almero can come back and attack against their offense and defense in the second half of the game. You can feel all the energy from the Louisa players, the cheerleaders, the family, the friends. Louisa has really brought a great atmosphere to their team tonight. A little quieter on Almero's side, but I think that's just because they haven't seen all the action they've wanted to see tonight, but hopefully we'll see all that in the second half.
I really respect Albemarle's student section right now. Their team's down 35-0, and it doesn't look like they've really thinned out at all. Solid pickup of 2 or 3 yards there on that catch by number 3.
Unfortunately, we don't have number 3's name on the roster, but number 3 is doing an incredible job.
Number 14 snaps the ball, and number 24 looks like a tailback. Fumbled it, and it's an incomplete pass for Louisa. And there's a flag on the field. We'll see what the call is in just a moment.
While we wait for that call, some players that have stood out to me tonight from Louisa. Obviously, number 1, Jared Hunter, before he got hurt, he did an incredible job as Louisa's starting quarterback. And number 2, Xavier Hunter, he's really showed out tonight as well. Lastly, I would have to say number 32, Caleb Shelton. I've seen probably the most action from him from this Louisa team. He's rushed, he's caught, he's touchdown, he's done it all tonight. And he's just one of the most standout type of players I've seen tonight.
Yeah, for sure. and their backup quarterback has really filled in a
Yeah,
pretty
he's
big
had to
void
take
there.
a big leadership position.
Yeah.
Although he isn't a starter quarterback, he's the backup, but he is the quarterback, which is a very big leadership position, and he's done a great job filling in for Jared Hunter as he's been out with an injury this past quarter and a half, I'd have to say.
Honestly, if you're asking me, I think this might sound silly, but I think Louisa might be saving their quarterback, honestly. I mean, obviously it's 35-0. I'm not sure. He doesn't look like he has an injury or anything. I think they're just trying to see what their backup quarterback is made of, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, honestly, that might be smart on Louisa's end, trying to save their starter quarterback for the rest of the season, as they've got a lot left for them. Might be safe to keep him out of the game for right now. He is standing up on the sidelines. Like Malachi said, he doesn't seem to have any injuries present. They might just be saving him.
Another touchdown for Louisa. Number 20, a tailback scores, and that is
Number
Nasir
20,
Jackson.
Nasir Jackson. Yeah, incredible touchdown.
This is brutal.
Yeah, Louisa's really unstoppable tonight.
Honestly, if Albemarle wants a shot in the second half, they really need to score right now. Or not right now, but before this quarter ends, before halftime, they need to get something going. Something. If they want a shot to have a next home game next week, be here, show out in front of their crowd here, they need to get something done on offense right now.
I might need to take a quick trip down to the Louisa sideline. It looks like they've got some hand warmers down there, which would be so nice right now, but just a time and score update. We have 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in our second quarter, and the score is Albemarle 0, Louisa 42. And pulling up some of Louisa's history from this past season, it looks like their highest scoring game was against Monticello, where they won 56-7. So we'll see what they can do tonight, as they are up by 42 points right now. I'm excited to see what Louisa will do in the off season, how far they'll make it in the region and state championships. I do see them going pretty far, considering how incredible and just incredible is the only word I have for them. Their offensive and defensive teams are spectacular. They have great agility, great power, and great speed that makes them unstoppable. Looks like we still have number 3, Aquan Sims, in for quarterback for the Patriots. He'll hand it off to number 2, Ebenezer McCarthy, but he'll unfortunately go down at about the, looks like the 38-yard line. And we're at a second down now. With this last 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the quarter, we just need Albemarle to get an amazing drive, hopefully bringing it into the end zone. Just speed, agility, pressure. They need to attack. Looks like Aquan will hand it back off to Eb, and he will rush up the sideline with the ball, but unfortunately gets stopped at about the 45-yard line. Incredible pass by Aquan to Ebenezer. Eb really ran the ball up the field, securing a first down for the Patriots. Those are the type of passes and rushing yards Albemarle needs to keep themselves in this game. Looks like Eb might be Aquan's go-to as he handed the ball back to him for that last play, putting us at looks like the 40-yard line. I would love to see Albemarle just run the ball into the end zone, although that may be difficult with Louisa's defensive line, considering how big they are and how they're able to locate the ball, attack, and take it to the ground. I'd love to see Albemarle push through them. Quan passed the ball back to Eb, and Eb will run, unfortunately getting dragged down by Louisa at about the 25-yard line. Although Eb is getting tackled by Louisa, he's making incredible plays, rushing as far as he can under the circumstances of Louisa defense. Considering how skilled these Louisa football players are, they really do eat, sleep, and breathe football. They're all very, very fit and so locked into this game and any game they play in. They're really incredible players. Oh, great pass, although it is incomplete. Intended for, looks like, number 5, Robert Jones.
All right, we got 35.9 seconds left in this half. I think Albemarle has 2 timeouts. I want to see Albemarle score.
I do too. I think they want to see Albemarle score as well.
Yeah.
They're really giving it their all. But they do seem to be running out of steam, which hopefully this halftime can help replenish them.
Yeah, I really hope it does, because
I'd love to see some action from Tori Totap and Robert Jones. I've seen a lot from Eb this second quarter.
Great run from Eb. Runs down the sideline, 6 arms a defender. Picks up, well, first of all, a first down. Gets a little extra there, too.
I think Eb is either at or approaching his 1,000 rushing yards.
I'm sure he's passed 1,000 yards, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I think his last game he finished with 949. So, if he hasn't accomplished those 1,000 yet this game, he's very close to it. He's done a great job rushing. I think that's one of his strong suits.
Oh, fumbled snap. Quan picks up the ball. Looks like he's going to lose pretty much all of what they got back just now. Wow. All the steam, or not the steam, all the, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but all the momentum Albemarle just picked up on those last couple of plays really just...
That is unfortunate to see. It's also a little disappointing for the players considering how much they worked to get that drive going and just get set back. But it looks like they'll head out to halftime.
Yep. Just a score update. Louisa leads Albemarle 42-0 as we go into halftime. What do you think Albemarle needs to do better, Delaney?
I think Albemarle is doing a really great job defensively and offensively, although they do have some setbacks, considering they do have some injured players, including Makai Robinson-Washington. He's one of their really powerful, strong players. He is hurt right now. it's hard to say what they need to fix or improve on, considering it is Louisa. Louisa is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I've said multiple times. I'm sure everyone's sick of hearing me say it, but they're incredible. I'd love to see. I know Ebb has really picked it up in the last quarter. His rushing. I would love to see some rushing from players like Torrey Green, Robert Jones, and some successful passes by Aquan and hopefully Jake if he can get back in the game.
Yeah, actually, Albemarle has a really, in my opinion, I think they have a really dynamic receiving core. You got Nolan Pitzenberger in the slot. You got Robert Jones and Torrey Totap, of course. They have athletic guys on the outside of the numbers, and it just seems like they're not getting them the ball at all. And, you know, I feel like if I was the offensive coordinator, I'd be giving the ball to Robert, trying to get some, like, end-arounds, you know, trying to get around this defense. Because obviously north to south isn't working right now. They're handing the ball off to Ebb, and they're only really getting 2 or 3 yards every carry. So I think they need to go west to east or something.
I know.
Something to get.
I think that is Aquan's intentions. It is a little difficult considering Louisa is so strong to be able to locate that ball and just attack whoever has the ball. So that is, I think, Aquan's end goal as well as Jake's goal. But it's just difficult considering they are playing Louisa right now.
Yeah. Nicole, any thoughts on the game, buddy? It's cold! It is cold. Let me check the temperature real quick, because it is for sure below freezing. It feels below freezing. I'm sure the players feel it, you know.
Yeah, it looks like they have the balls near the heaters down on Louisa's sideline, and I might have to go down there and get warmed up by those heaters.
Yeah, right now it is 34 degrees, and it is going to get colder. It is going to...
Yes, it seems to be dropping by the minute.
Yep. By the time we get out of here, it is going to be freezing. Literally, it's going to be 32 degrees when we get out of here.
Wow. Extreme temperatures to play in.
Yep.
I think if I were a football player, I'd rather play... Would I rather play in the cold or the heat?
Well, okay. If I'm a Patriot... Okay, we're both Patriots fans.
Yes, we are both Patriots fans.
Okay, so I feel like if you're from L.A., Okay. Remember the Chargers last year?
Yes.
Like going to New England for like the playoffs?
Yes.
It was like 10 degrees, and the Chargers couldn't do anything against the Patriots. The Patriots won like 42-7. So like...
Right.
Shut up, CJ. No, but like, I feel like if you're a team from the Northeast, you have a advantage when you can play in the cold. You're used to playing in the cold. You practice in the cold, especially like if you're from Denver too, and you have like high altitude and stuff. You know, I feel like it is an advantage if you're from like a colder place. Imagine playing in like Massachusetts though, like going to practice every day in Massachusetts. I could not.
I couldn't imagine it. That's where my dad grew up. I don't know how. He played football there too, and continued his career at Rhode Island. But
like
I don't
Rhode
think
Island
I could.
University.
Yeah.
Wow. What did he play? Like what position?
He was an he was like offensive, defense. He played so many different positions. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather. I guess it's good being in Virginia because you do get to play in the heat in the like August, September time, but then you get to play in the cold throughout October and November. So you really do get both, which can be an advantage in the future depending on where you play. But
Yeah.
I think I'd rather play in the cold because then you're not sweating as much.
That's true.
And then like if you're sweating, then you need more water,
Yeah.
and then you get dehydrated and you can't play as well.
I like that logic.
Thank you. I've put a lot of thought in that in the past 30 seconds.
Yeah. I think like your running game needs to be better if you're like playing the cold, because like it's obviously harder to play like. It's obviously harder to throw the football in the cold, you know.
Yeah, it is hard to throw the football.
Unless you're Tom Brady.
Yeah, throwing and catching is very difficult with the cold. But I think when you run, it gives you that like heat generation.
Yeah.
So, you're getting there, but it is very difficult.
All right, we'll be back in 10 minutes maybe. Please enjoy this halftime show from the marching band, as it is also senior night for the marching band. So see you in just
Thank
a
you to all
bit.
our viewers.
Yep, thank you. We are back. Welcome to Albemarle Football once again. Halftime will end in 1 minute and 10 seconds, and the Albemarle football team will take field again against Louisa. Again, the score is 42-0.
We apologize for the technical difficulties during the halftime, but we're back now and we're ready to go.
Yep. So CJ, I mean, I know you've been operating the camera all day, buddy, but what do you think Albemarle could do? Honestly, at least okay. Let's go step by step here. What do you think Albemarle can do to just get on the board here?
I don't know. Ebenezer, he's been running the ball really well, especially in the last part of the second quarter.
Yeah.
I think if we just keep gutting it up the middle with him, maybe a pitch or two to the outside, possibly a screen route. I think we can get at least a field goal by the end of the game.
Okay.
Which at this point, I'll take anything we can get.
Absolutely. What about you, Delaney? What do you think we can do?
I think Albemarle just needs to come back with a new mindset, new perspective on the game, new goals, and that is to be on the board, hopefully to catch up and win this game. But like CJ said, Eb has been doing a really great job this game with his rushing, and his ability to just catch the ball and run with it is incredible. I'd love to see Tori Totap and Robert Jones show out some more during this second half of the game and just see some more consecutive throws from Raquan or Jake, whoever they put in the game. But I think Albemarle's done a really great job this game, considering it is Louisa. They are the best team in the district, so any team can have troubles with Louisa.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that is absolutely mandatory for Albemarle right now is not let Louisa score again in this game. You know, Louisa's going to be receiving the football after halftime is over, which I guess has been extended now because now it's 2 minutes and 42 seconds before halftime's over. So, yeah. So, as far as, Louisa's quarterbacks go, what do you think, CJ?
I mean, the quarterback they have in now, in my opinion, has been playing better than the quarterback they have in before. He's definitely got the height on him. I think he has a better arm. The quarterback before is probably more mobile, but
yeah.
But and that most of the time succeeds in high school. But
You mean like mobility?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mobility, being able to extend the play. But I think the quarterback they have in now, they should keep it for the rest of the game.
You know what I think is interesting? Okay, so you know how they say running game travels in weather? You know what I mean? Running game and defense travels in cold weather.
Yeah.
Louisa seems to have a little bit of a fumbling issue because they fumbled maybe 3 times so far in this game and they've lost 2 of them. What do you think they can do to, if we're not throwing the ball clearly, or neither team is really throwing the ball consistently? I mean, Louisa's had a couple throws down the field that have been pretty excellent. But what do you think they can do to fix their fumbling problem?
I don't know. I mean, it is cold out here, and their hands are numb. It's really hard to hold on to that ball when your hands are just you just have lost feeling in them. Let alone catch it and then hold on to it. I mean, it's just difficult. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
In previous Louisa games, throughout the season, you don't see those little mistakes such as the fumbles. I really do think that's all to blame on the cold weather tonight, which is unfortunate, but it does happen to all football teams that play in the cold unless you are the New England Patriots and you're used to it. But yes, it does happen, and I would blame a lot of Louisa's little mistakes on the weather as well as Albemarle's.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me and Delaney are both Patriots fans, and CJ is the ugly duckling right now. What's your team, CJ? If you said the Redskins, I'm gonna laugh on camera right now.
The Redskins.
My team is the Washington Redskins.
Probably the Redskins.
CJ.
I don't boast about them. I don't like to brag.
I mean, at least they beat the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, The Dolphins are trying to tank. The Redskins are not. So.
Well, okay. You know what's interesting? The Dolphins, The Dolphins are obviously getting rid of all their players for, like first-round draft picks,
Yeah, they're doing what the Browns did a few years ago.
But at the same time, it seems like they have... Okay, no, I'm a Patriots fan. I hate the Dolphins, okay? But if I'm, speaking critically, the Dolphins seem like they're trying to build a winning culture. Because they're not intentionally... Okay, they're intentionally tanking because they're getting rid of all their bad players. But they're in games to win them, They're not trying to lose the game. Brian Flores is a Belichick disciple, obviously has a lot of knowledge on the game. And they beat the Jets. Actually, no, you know what's funny? I saw something funny on Instagram today. I saved it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to read it right now. It's like... Okay, I'm going to read it. It's kind of funny. Okay, here we go. It's about the Dolphins. Okay. It says the Dolphins beat the Jets. The Jets beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys beat the Eagles. The Eagles beat the Packers. The Packers beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs beat the Ravens. And the Ravens beat the Patriots. Therefore, the Dolphins are the best team in the NFL.
Did any of those teams beat the 49ers, though?
Bro, okay. The 49ers are not formidable. Okay, wait, okay, all right, hold on. They are formidable, but, I feel like Jimmy G is, kind of inconsistent, if I'm being honest.
I don't think he's inconsistent. I think I think he has a similar play style to Alex Smith. It's a successful quarterback who doesn't take risks down the field. They make smart passes. Yeah.
I respect the hell out of Kyle Shanahan. Have you seen, the running game, bro? Their running game is insane.
Yeah, they got a good core, too. Matt Breida and Tevin Coleman.
So here we go. They have I believe the clock is going to be running the whole time for the rest of this game. And there's the kickoff for Albemarle starting this third quarter. Some sloppy recovering skills there from Louisa. The ball goes out of bounds.
Well, about that clock running, we're stuck at 11:43, so... Oh, there we go. Now we're running. That's good.
Yep. Looks like they're really trying to get this game over with regardless of what Albemarle tries to do here.
The student section at Albemarle is down to about 4 people. But we love to see that dedication from fans.
Yeah.
Those are the true ones.
Absolutely.
And
all right.
Good one up the middle for about 8 yards.
Real talk, bro, if you look at this Louisa team, man, they have some dedicated fans, man. They brought their marching band here and 32-degree weather, man.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm going to be 100% honest here. I think there might be more people on this Louisa sideline than at the Albemarle sideline. In the bleachers.
You're probably right. There were probably more people on this Louisa sideline than the Albemarle sideline at the beginning of the game.
I don't know about that, but some dedicated parents, fans, marching band, cheerleaders. They really came all out, man. Shows you really the dedication of their school to their football program.
Nice little jet sweep for a few yards.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, if I were Louisa, I think the game plan is just obviously running out the clock here, just handing out the ball a couple times. Honestly, this is going to sound a little ridiculous, but if I'm being honest, I wouldn't have any issues kneeling the ball 3 times and punting. They're at 42-0 with a constant clock. You know what I mean? It's just 24 straight minutes, man.
But then again, you're the opposing team on the home team's senior night. The one thing you
and a fumble
is run up the score.
And he lost the ball. The running back lost the ball, and it looks like it's going to be Albemarle's ball. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be... Why is he pointing in the other direction? And it's going to be Albemarle's ball at the 25-yard line.
This is big.
This is huge. Let's see if Albemarle can translate this defensive stop into some points. Please. Please.
This is exactly what Albemarle needs to turn this game over for them, to try and get on the board as well as catch up dominate, hopefully beat Louisa in the end. But this is a good start for Albemarle to turn this game around.
Yeah, absolutely. And that non-stop clock was no joke, bro. It hasn't stopped since the quarter started, man.
We've already lost 3 minutes in this quarter.
Yep. Okay, we have a Quan in right now. And I'm not sure who's the tailback right now. Oh, he fumbles the snap. And it looks like he's going to get sacked for a loss of 2 or 3 yards here. Not a great start for Albemarle.
As long as we stay in field goal range, I'll be happy.
Do you think Yusuf can kick a, 46-yard field goal? I mean, I don't doubt his abilities at all, but like.
Yeah, in high school, that's pretty tough.
46-yard field goal. Wow. 32-degree weather, man. All right, let's see if they can put something together on these next couple of plays here.
Although Yusuf is the Adam Vinatieri
That
of
is true.
high school football.
That is true.
Good solid run there.
Tailback's taken down at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of 1 or 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and about 12 to go. So looking ahead to some other Albemarle sports, obviously the football season's coming. It's winding down, Actually, Albemarle volleyball has had some state championship implications.
Yes, they have.
They demolished, I think, who was it, Mountain View?
Good
they
catch.
demolished. Yeah, that was a great catch.
Yeah.
They demolished Mountain View.
3-0.
It's the 4th overall seed in their division and beat them 3-0. I don't know when their next home game is, but I'm definitely going to it. What about you, CJ?
Golf had a good season this year.
Who?
Golf. We won
Oh,
districts.
yeah.
Yep.
Bro, Adderley is the district player of the year, man?
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, what about basketball, Delaney? What do you think is going to happen so far this year?
I don't know. I feel like our expectations are kind of low, but sometimes that's good when it comes to.
I'm a big basketball enthusiast, so just looking back at Louisa and Albemarle throughout basketball last season, Louisa and Albemarle played 3 times, and Louisa beat them each time. Yes. So the score was, for their first game, was 61-52, which was relatively close. 66-56.
Are Louisa athletics
I'm
really
sorry.
good?
What was that?
Are Louisa athletics really good? Like
Oh,
overall?
Louisa's incredible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, between their basketball and football teams, like right there, they have incredible players. I think they kind of transfer over to each other. A lot of the football players play basketball,
Yeah.
basketball play football.
Track.
Yeah, and track. But the first win was 61-52, which was Louisa.
Mm-hmm.
The second win was 74-58. Louisa won that. And then the third win was incredibly close and incredibly low score, which was 48-46.
Yeah.
So this year, we'll hopefully see some wins from Albemarle. Louisa has a lot of really tall players, which is definitely an advantage on the court and on the field, as you've seen throughout this game. But
Yeah.
I look forward to watching Louisa and Albemarle in basketball.
Actually, we had a big loss this year. We lost Derek Jones to I think
Blue Ridge School.
Yeah, that was a big loss. He had some. I think he got a lot of offers from D1 schools, and
Yeah,
he's
and
going to be the.
I think those offers will continue to come in as he continues his basketball career at Blue Ridge School. I know Albemarle football lost Keenan Brock as well
Yeah.
to Blue Ridge as well.
Yeah, I kind of respect Keenan for transferring, honestly, because you had obviously Makai Washington here, who's going to get most of the carries if he was healthy. Also, you have an upcoming star, Ebenezer McCarthy, who's clearly been the I think the term is bell cow runner for Albemarle so far this season. So I don't know if Keenan would have gotten a whole lot of playing time. So I respect him going to Blue Ridge and looking for other opportunities to play. looking so far, or not so far, looking into basketball this year, I think the starting lineup's going to be something like, is Hassan going to play? Is Hassan going to be a starting point guard? And then you got Cam Johnson, Justin Murky. Oh, and there's a fumble recovered by Albemarle at the Louisa 49.
There's another turnover we need to capitalize on.
I think that's the 5th turnover for Fluvanna. I mean, they've been playing some excellent football, but it might just be the weather that's making them fumble the football so many times. Anyway, so you have Justin Murky, you have Jake LaRosa, Josh Morris, my boy Josh. He is a sniper. He can hit some threes, man. I played him once in one-on-one, man. This is going to sound kind of cocky, bro. But I was up 8-zip on him. I think he was letting me win. But he hit 5 straight threes, and he won the game. It was so annoying.
Fun fact, I actually beat Josh Morse in a free throw contest in 6th
when was
grade.
this? When was it? 6th grade?
Yeah.
Does that really count?
Yeah, in my books it does.
We can take whatever wins we get against Josh, bro. Okay, also you got Will Hornsby. Will Hornsby's actually, I'm going to be honest, Will has grown a lot as a basketball player within the last 2 years. He kind of had issues driving, but now I've seen him at the Y a couple times. His driving ability has really improved, and he's starting to. I think he might be a 6th or 7th man this year on the basketball team. Last year he got a little bit of playing time when Albemarle was up, especially against teams like Western that weren't necessarily contending. But definitely look forward to the Albemarle basketball season this year. Quan Sims in the backfield takes a snap, looks to his left and his right. He's being chased by a multitude of defenders, and he's sacked for a massive loss of about 20 yards.
Man, this is a rough game.
This is a very rough game, and it is not getting any better.
Louisa seems like they have the advantage in every aspect of this game, but outside of football, I'll tell you what Albemarle has the upper hand on Louisa in.
All right, tell me.
Volleyball. This is the drama department. Speaking of the drama department.
Yes, the drama department.
Speaking of the drama department, there will be the fall show.
Oh, yeah?
Fall show in the AHS Auditorium, November 21st at 7 p.m.
Directed by Sal Giordano.
Sal Giordano. I will be starring in it as Smee. It is it is called Peter and the Starcatcher. It is a prequel to Peter Pan, and it is happening November 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The times on the 21st and 22nd are 7 p.m. Times on the 23rd and 4th are 7, 2, and 3, all p.m. times.
Definitely pop out, y'all.
Yes.
Got a great lineup of Naquel, you, Annie Urmansky.
Austin Glennon.
Shout out Annie. Who else?
We got Austin Glennon playing Peter. We have Ezra Smith, Hugh Boyer.
Ooh, Minutemen.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just an all-star cast here. So it's going to be a great time. We hope to see you there.
You can buy tickets online at ahsplayers.weebly.com.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Whoa. Okay. You can also buy tickets at the box office. I believe it is $5 for students and kids and $10 for adults.
Yep.
Ooh, I got the stats. Okay. Definitely pop out. I can tell it's going to be a great show. Whenever Mr. G directs a show, you can always tell it's going to be a fantastic production. Also, Kira, I know you're not watching this, but if you are watching this, I can tell you're going to do a great job being an assistant to the director.
Oh, actually, she is stage manager. Sabrina Walker is assistant to the director.
Ooh, demoted.
Actually, no, stage manager has more power.
We miss you, Kira. Please come back to us.
Seems like throughout this third quarter, after halftime, The energy has really slowed down from both teams. I was expecting the energy to really be on top considering they had that break during halftime, but unfortunately, both teams seem to have slowed down. The drives are much slower. I'd love to see more energy from both teams, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen considering the weather, considering the score, and considering we are now entering the fourth quarter. I hope to see some big plays, although I'm not sure how likely that will be considering the low energy level, but one can hope that the big plays will come into play.
One quick thing. I think these seniors, I feel like they care so much about this football team. They're not going to walk out of here without at least a field goal.
I agree. The good thing with tonight's game is that the Patriots are guaranteed to go further to enter the playoffs. So they do have a spot in the playoffs. Although they won't have any home games if they lose tonight, they will go out into the playoffs, which is a great accomplishment for them.
Oh, is my camera the only one on?
Yeah. Yep. It's all you all the
Looks
time.
like Louisa still has their second quarterback in the game, which is probably a good call considering saving their starting quarterback, number 1, Jared Hunter, for the playoffs and the postseason is really crucial for them. I do believe Louisa will go really far into the playoffs, which is really great for them. I think Albemarle will have a good run. I'm not exactly sure how far they'll go. I don't know the bracket yet, so I guess we'll see shortly what team Albemarle plays and what team Louisa plays.
Yeah. I think this quarterback that they have in now, their second string, I think he's been playing really well. Now, we have seen more of him than number 1, but like I said earlier, he does have the better arm in my opinion. Only thing one has on him is mobility, and that's really important in high school.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think both of them have a great arm. Number 14 has really shown his arm tonight, considering how much playing time he's had. Number 1, Jared Hunter, I do think his mobility, like you mentioned, is so key to this game and so key to Louisa football that's something number 14, Linders, can work on. Although that he doesn't have as much experience as Jared Hunter does. So with more experience comes more skills, you know?
One thing I'd like to see Albemarle do in this final quarter, is you're down by 42. You have no points on the board. Open the playbook up a little. You know, throw in some trick plays.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying as well since like the first quarter. I think Albemarle honestly could throw Louisa off their game a little bit with some trick plays, and honestly they could just have some fun with it. At this point, I don't think Albemarle will be able to come back from this deficit, considering the score is 0-42, and there's only 9 minutes and 43 seconds left to play. But I think they can have some fun with the game. You know, football, it's not all about winning; it's about having fun. You know, so.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the spirit of sports.
Thank you, CJ. I appreciate that.
Louisa punter pins it inside the 15. What a great kick.
Yeah, that was a great bounce.
Bless you. Bless you.
Although Albemarle's stands have kind of trickled out this past quarter and third quarter, everyone from Louisa is still here and still present in the game, still present in the stands. We actually have one Louisa fan down here that has his face painted and has his own spirit flag, which is
the dedication.
So nice to see. He's also in a tank top, which I don't know how he's doing that, but props to him.
When that adrenaline gets going, it keeps you warm.
Exactly. He's a true fan.
I am still proud of those, looks like to be 2 Albemarle fans left in the crowd.
I am too. I'm really enjoying this cowbell mom section right in front of us too. They all have their Louisa County cowbells, and I've enjoyed ringing them the whole game. Looks like his flag says Fridays are for the Lions. Or what does that say?
The Loonies.
The Loonies.
As in lunatics, I believe.
Yeah, the Louisa County Loonies. What a tongue twister. But yeah, as we approach basketball season coming up very shortly, I'm very excited to see what Louisa and what Albemarle bring to the table, as both teams are incredibly talented, both basketball and football. Louisa does have a height advantage, in my opinion, against Albemarle. A lot of their guys range from like 5'11" to about 6'3", which is incredible.
Only thing I know about our basketball team this year is that my boy Chris Woods is on it, and he was on it last year too. But I hope he gets more playing time. I really want to see him play, and yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris will definitely get a good amount of playing time this year, considering he is a junior. He will have like a leadership position, and he's very tall and very good with the ball. So I hope to see him too.
One cool thing about Chris is that I've really only played pickup with him, but when he really tries in pickup, his defense is superb. I feel like on the court he could guard any position. That's really valuable, especially in high school.
Yeah, definitely a valuable thing to have, especially when you have like those lockdown defender moments. That can really change a game and really switch up some players throughout different plays. But looks like the game has definitely slowed down coming from the first quarter. Although that is expected with the weather and considering it's the fourth quarter. I kind of wish Albemarle and Louisa both had their energy level really up during this fourth quarter, but I completely understand how they could be low on energy.
Even I'm low on energy, and all I've been doing is standing and moving a camera and talking. That's it.
Look at our student section. Can't even blame them. It's colder than Antarctica out there.
Louisa, when you say Louisa's unstoppable, Louisa really is unstoppable, considering they just won district championships and the district championship, and that they've beat every single team in the district so far is pretty incredible. Incredible. That's it.
What if in some way possible we could beat them and get our 39 points in the next 5 minutes? I think she does.
Kind of reflecting back on the game, I really like what I saw from Aquan Sims and Ebenezer McCarthy tonight. I think they both did a really great job helping Albemarle's offensive side kind of carry the ball close to the end zone, although they did not score any touchdowns. They were pretty close a couple times. I really liked seeing number 1 while he was still in the game for Louisa, Jared Hunter. He did an incredible job as quarterback. Excuse me, I can't talk. But number 14, he really stepped in when Jared got hurt. So it's great to see that he was able to take over that leadership position and use his good arm and carry the Lions to a couple more touchdowns.
It looks like they have their third string in now, number 10.
Yeah, it's great that they're able to give those players some playing time and so they get more experience under their belt. I also really enjoyed watching number 32, Shelton. He did a great job. He was definitely the star player, in my opinion, for Louisa tonight. He did a great job rushing, getting those touchdowns, and just being able to control that ball.
Another great thing about Louisa, which is overlooked, is their O-line. They've been blocking so well this game. They've cleared so many holes for their running backs and quarterbacks. I think they've just done an amazing job. After this will probably be the last drive of the game. Hopefully Albemarle can get something going, at least a field goal. Don't want to go home empty-handed.
I agree. I feel like it can be like a little discouraging when you can't get any points on the scoreboard, but as long as you know you gave it your all and you really tried throughout the whole game, that's really important.
Yeah. The Louisa fan with the face paint and tank top is still going across the bleachers with Fridays are for the Loonies flag.
I agree. I think Albemarle needs one of those. Any Albemarle fans watching and are willing to dress up with full face paint, a flag, and a tank top in 32-degree weather, come contact us.
Finally, it looks like some Louisa fans are starting to head for the exit. Just trying to beat this traffic. Very little of it, I guess, now, because everyone on our side is left.
Yeah, it looks like Louisa continues to drive that ball up the field, but looks like we are at a third down here? Yeah, third down with 10 to go.
Oh, fumble.
Oh, fumble.
Oh, and they
Oh.
recovered. Oh, never mind. Albemarle has it.
Wow, great recovery by Albemarle.
This should be the last drive of the game unless Albemarle gets a quick 1-5 play touchdown.
Like we mentioned earlier, I think those fumbles, little mistakes, are almost entirely to blame on the weather. I think the football players have done a great job trying to control the ball, even through the weather circumstances, but I wish I could have seen a little more more energy, more power, more attack from Albemarle's offense and defense throughout the game. Although they did do a really great job, I wish I could have seen a little more.
Yeah, I agree. And even though Louisa played one heck of a game, I still think their coach will get mad at them because these fumbles cannot happen in the postseason whatsoever. And there is a chance you deal with cold weather like this in the postseason. And you just got to learn to adapt, and you just got to hold on to that ball with all your might.
I agree. I think those fumbles are pretty crucial, depending on how close or far the score is. Depending on how close the score is in any game. I think if Louisa can get those simple mistakes under control, they should be fine throughout the postseason. As far as Albemarle, it's not that I saw any mistakes. I just, like I said, I wish I saw more. More plays, different plays, like you said, opening the playbook up. Although they did give good energy.
I agree. Looks like Albemarle's just going to run this clock out. 30 seconds left. Quite the disappointing second half for both teams. 0 points. That's just what you're going to get with weather like this. You're going to get fatigued. With 10 seconds remaining, Louisia's going to take this one 42-0.
Even though we lost our last home game, I still want to thank all the team members and congratulate them because they worked really hard this season. Anyone who has played football like myself or anyone who knows football, football is a lot of work, whether win or losing. You put in a lot of work on your body, your social state, everything. So congratulations to every team, every football player for working hard this season. Congratulations to all the seniors for the past 4 years who have worked hard and really put AHS football on the map. We appreciate you, and we pray that, and we hope that your futures in life, whatever you choose to do, you succeed. Thank you.
And I'd like to say a big thank you to our producer, Maggie, our even bigger producer, Mr. P, and then all of our commentators tonight, including Malachi, CJ, Naquel, and Samaya.
All right, see you guys at basketball season.
See you at basketball season.
This wraps
Thank you.
up a fantastic regular season by Albemarle. Really pulling it together at the end. We'll see you next time on WPAT.